I don't know what's going on right now, but hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome back to my channel. So while editing this video, at least in the first two first two major segments, I realized that I have a problem with saying the word like all the time. So please ignore that. It will get better, I promise. It is July 1st, and I decided that this month I was going to attempt to do a reading vlog every single week. Now, I don't know how well this is gonna go. Like, this might be better some weeks than other, but I really want to try because I love making reading vlogs. Before I do even start talking about my reading plans for the week, I am going to go to Half Price Books and unhaul a bunch of books that I have sitting right here. I have one tote bag, and then I have another tote bag of books that I want to get rid of. So I'm going to go do that really fast, and then I'm going to the library to drop off some books and pick up a hold that I have. But once I come back, I will officially start talking about my reading plans for this week. I also do have online school going on. Sad day. So I'll be doing some schoolwork as well. So this will be more than just your normal reading vlog. There will be more life stuff in it because I do have school going on, but my plan is to still focus a lot on reading because I have a lot of readathons that I'm doing this month that I will talk about in a little bit. But right now I'm going to Half Price Books, so I'm going to get some footage of that to include in this vlog so y'all can see my Half Price books, and I'll be back after that to actually talk about books that I'm reading and want to read this week. So I will see you all in a little bit. Alright y'all, so I just got out of Half Price Books, and first of all, I sold a bunch of books. My air conditioning is on, so yikes, my hair's blowing everywhere. First of all, they gave me $30 for the books that I sold, which literally never happens to me. I always sell a lot of books, and I'm like, oh, these are good books, they'll love them. And then I get $15, which is still good, it's still money. But I was whoa, cool. However, I did buy 2 more books. So I didn't get all $30, I only got 15, but that's still money, and we love to see it. I'm gonna go home now, and when I get home I will show you all the 2 books that I did end up buying. I did just get the 2 that I showed in the last clip, but I'm happy. I am very happy. I cannot wait. So now I can go home and do schoolwork and read for the rest of the day after I go to the library, because I need to go to the library too. I forgot about that. But yeah, yay, I'm excited. Alright y'all, I just ate lunch and I'm ready to finally start doing stuff for the day. But first, let's talk about the books that I got at Half Price really fast because I am very excited about both of these. My Half Price was kind of going off today because there were so many good options to choose from. I almost bought more books than I ended up getting, but I showed some self-control, so I'm proud of myself. And I only got 2. There was a signed copy of Legendborn, but I already have that book, so I didn't buy it, but it was so pretty. It was some sort of special edition, I think, but I decided not to get it because I already own a copy. There was an arc of a Christina Lauren book, and just a bunch of other stuff that I was wow, I would have loved to get them, but I did not. But I still got 2 books, so the first book that I got is Hate Notes by V. Keeland and Penelope Ward. I have heard a lot of good things about this duo of authors, so I'm very excited to read this book. It is a second chance romance that takes place in an office because this guy, whose name is Reed, I believe, he is our main character's new boss. I don't know what her name is because it's not on the back of the book, but I will find that out soon enough, hopefully. It sounds like this man is a grump, he's a grumpy man. So I love it when the male heroes are grumps So I am very excited to read this one. And I also got Inspection by Josh Malerman. The fact that this was in hardcover and the fact that looks like almost brand new, like I had to get it. I actually started reading this book last August, but it was from my library, and by the time like I started reading it, it was time for me to move back to school. So I had to return it to my library, and I never like continued reading it. I thought the cover was so pretty, so I added it to my wish list, but like never had like bought it for myself. But when I saw it at Half Price Books for $8 in the hardback edition, that's like $20 cheaper than like getting it for full price. I was like, you know what, we're gonna go for it, because I have read 3 of Josh Malerman's books and I've loved 2 of them. One of them not so much, but overall like I really like reading his works. So I'm very much looking forward to this one. I didn't get far enough into it the first time. I did technically DNF it, but not because like I hated it or anything like that. I didn't have enough time to read it all before I had to return it. So we're giving this another chance, and I am very much looking forward to reading it. I mean, just look at the cover. Like, how is that fair? I don't understand. Now we can move on to what I'm currently reading and what I plan to read this week during this reading vlog. I'm currently reading Half Sick of Shadows by Laura Sebastian. This is an adult fantasy novel. It is a retelling of King Arthur and his knights in Camelot and stuff like that. Our main character, Elaine, she is an oracle and she can like have visions of the future, and she is really good friends with Arthur, and he is trying to become king, but he has to like go on these quests and everything like that to like win the throne. And so they're doing that right now, and she knows what's going to happen in the future, but she can't tell anybody about it. It's not good stuff that's going to happen in the future, and she's terrified. I don't know what happens next, but like it's really good so far. The writing is absolutely beautiful. I don't think this is going to be a 5-star read, because like I can't read big chunks of it at once because like it doesn't hold my attention enough, but I'm still very much enjoying it. Like in the little sections that I do read it in. I have so many tabs in the book already. Like there are just some beautiful quotes. Let me see if I can like find a good one that like doesn't spoil anything. Alright, this one like made me want to cry. So this is from Lancelot, and he says, "You're the sun, without you nothing wakes, nothing grows, it's just darkness." And I just think it's beautiful, so I'm very excited to hopefully finish this one within this first week of July. I only have like that much left, so I'm like reaching the home stretch, so hopefully this one will be pretty easy for me to finish. So now moving on to like my readathon plans. Okay, this clip is getting really long and I'm sorry, but after this one I won't like talk hardly ever, hopefully. So let's talk about the readathons that I'm doing. Let me grab my notebook. So this month I am participating in 4 readathons. One of them is going on right now. It actually started on like June 28th, so that one's going on. And then I'm also participating in the This Was 22 readathon hosted by my really good friend Stasia over at Reader C. I will link her channel down below. I'm also doing Summerween hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte, and I'm also doing the Summer Carnival-a-thon. So a lot of really fun readathons are going on right now that I'm super excited to be participating in. The This Was 22 readathon started today, so I have not yet started anything for that one, but we will. Summerween starts tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, it starts tomorrow, so I'm trying to like overlap books as much as possible. And then the Historical Romance readathon started on the 28th and is going to the 4th. And then the Carnival-a-thon is starting July 16th and ends on the 18th, so that's just like a little weekend readathon. In order to do this smartly, is that a word? Smartly? In order to play this smart, I have like tried to overlap books as much as possible. So today, I'll talk about the prompts and the books that I plan to read like as we go throughout the month of July. But today, I plan to start, I need to grab the book because I'm the worst. So the first book that I plan to read today, oh gosh, is Mine Till Midnight. This sounds like a Cinderella retelling. It is about a woman named Amelia, and she is of modest means. It says so on the back of the book, and she like works for her younger siblings, like she like tends to them, and then she meets this man named Cam, and he's like super wealthy, and so they like meet each other, and she like comes to him for help for whatever reason, and they enter into this like friendship. Like he intends to only offer friendship, but intentions are no match for the desire that blindsides them both. So I'm like, okay, so that's what this one's about. I'm reading this for the retelling prompt for the This Was 22 readathon, and then I'm also reading it for the class difference prompts for the historical romance readathon. So I'll be starting this one today. I tend to be able to read historical romances in just a few hours, so I am really excited for this one. I also plan to start, although I'm not sure if this will actually like match any of the readathon prompts that I am like trying to follow, but I got Zahra Hussein Is Here from my library a few weeks ago, and the audiobook is less than 6 hours long. So if I listen to it on 3 times speed like I usually can when I do have the physical book next to me, I should be able to read this book in less than 2 hours. I have not like looked at it and like seen if I can like match it to a prompt, but I might try to because I need to return this to my library soon. And the audiobook, I could literally like listen to it in like 2 hours. So it would not be hard to do so. So I would like to read this one today or this week as well. This book is about Zahra, who is the only Muslim at a Catholic school. And when somebody starts like defacing and vandalizing her stuff, it somehow leads to this violent crime that puts Zahra and her family like at risk. I am very much looking forward to reading this. I have not seen this book a ton, but I have seen it scattered throughout accounts that I follow. So I have high hopes for this book. I really think it'll be a quick read and that I'll be able to get through it very quickly. So for now, I think I'm just gonna focus on those two, plus my 2 current reads. When it comes time to start Summerween, tomorrow I will jump over to thrillers. Hopefully I can finish 2 books today, but we'll see. So I'm gonna go do some schoolwork right now, and then I'm gonna read for the rest of the day. Very much excited for that. And I will check in when I have more stuff to say. Hello, it is Tuesday, like 7 p.m. It is not Tuesday, it's Friday. I don't know what I'm talking about. It is July 2nd, it's Friday. Yeah, I know my days of the week. It's fine, I don't want to talk about it. But I do have a little bit of an update. Last night I finished Zahra Hussein Is Here. I talked a little bit about this in the clip where I talked about like the fact that I was restarting this book. Yeah, it was really good. A little bit too quick in my opinion, like everything happened, because this is such a short book that like the romance in it felt kind of like insta love, and I wasn't like a huge fan of that, but overall it was a really good read. It kept me engaged. I really wanted to see the best for Zahra and her family, and I really loved some of the discussions that were had in this book. Gave it 4 stars, would recommend it. And then this morning I finished Tastic of Shadows. This is a fantasy story. I don't read a ton of fantasy, so I was a little bit nervous for this one, but it ended up being so beautiful. I teared up at the end. I really would love to see more of these characters. The ending just left my heart a little broken, and I was really sad. I gave this book 4 stars as well. I guess only because like it was a little bit long, and like some of it was just very hard to like comprehend and think about, at least in my opinion. Maybe it's just because I don't read a lot of fantasy that I felt that way, but I still really liked this one. It really made me want to read the original story, which is kind of funny because someone actually gifted me the original story from my wish list. It is a beautiful leather-bound edition. Like, I am crying with how beautiful it is. The pages are like gold embossed. It is beautiful. So this one is kind of a really big book. It doesn't like look huge, like it doesn't look super thick, but the pages are like really thin. This one's like 750 pages long. So I'm not sure when I'm going to start reading it, because there is another classic that I do want to read this month. So I might bring this one back to school with me in the fall and like work my way through it during the semester. Another readathon started today. So I'm a little bit stressed out because now I have 3 readathons going on and not a ton of overlap, although I did like try to overlap a little bit. So for Summerween, that readathon just started. I started Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. This book was gifted to me by the publisher, and I'm very excited to read it. This book does not have as many good ratings as No Exit does. So I'm also a little bit nervous because people do not seem to like this one as much as Taylor Adams' other book. But like as of right now, I'm liking it. Like I'm not far enough into the story to have any really solidified opinions on it. But I can let you all know that this book is about a girl named Lena whose sister, whose name is, I don't remember, Cambry. She supposedly drove to this abandoned bridge a few months ago and jumped off of it, and she died. That is a story that has been told, but Lena, Cambry's sister, they're actually identical twins. She does not believe that is actually what happened, so she goes to the bridge and she wants to figure out what really happened. She meets up with the cop who was like in charge of the case there, and she does not trust him. Something is off with him, and I agree. I'm very interested to see like where the story goes. So that's a little bit of a synopsis on the book. I am reading this book for Summerween. I think I'm going to officially read it for the book with black or orange on the cover prompt. This book has a lot of black on it, so that'll work. And then I'm also reading it for the This Was 22 readathon, and that prompt I am reading it for is, a 5-star prediction. I very hesitantly had this book as a 5-star prediction, but we'll see if it actually is. Then I also started for the historical romance readathon for the class difference prompt. I started Mine Till Midnight. I also started this for the retelling prompt for the This Was 22 readathon. I don't know if it's actually retelling, but like the vibes of the title and like the description on the back of the book make me feel like it kind of like is a Cinderella retelling, so we're just gonna go with it. But yeah, I started reading this book. The cover is so pretty. I'm only like 8 pages into it right now, but I read historical romances pretty quickly, so I do think I'll be able to read a big chunk of this tonight as well. And then also No Exit, Hairpin Bridge. Sorry, my brain is everywhere today. Yeah, I'm gonna go read and edit this vlog, and I will check in later when I have more words to say. I also got my book of the month boxes today, so I will do hopefully a little book haul in this vlog tomorrow because I'm really excited about my picks for this month and I want to show you all. So yeah, all right, I'll be back later. So I've decided to try and mix up my vlog by sitting in like different locations every time I film. So we're sitting in the bunk bed in my room. I have some reading updates. It is July 5th, it's Monday, so I have not done a very good job at keeping this vlog updated, but it's fine. I've been a little bit busy like doing schoolwork and reading and hanging out with my family, so that's alright. I still have a lot of content for this vlog. I already have edited like 19 minutes of myself talking, so I know this vlog is going to be kind of long, but that's okay. So I did finish Perfect on Paper. This was not on my July TBR. It was a book that I was finishing up from June. I won't talk like a ton about it, but I did really love it. I gave it 5 stars. Perfect on Paper is about a bisexual high schooler named Darcy who gives anonymous relationship advice from a locker. And when someone finds out her secret, she offers to help him, or he kind of not blackmails her, but like offers to pay her a lot of extra money to help him get back with his ex-girlfriend. And as the two get closer, she realizes that she may have feelings for him, but she's also had a very long time crush on her best friend Brooke, and so she has to like work through all these emotions while trying to keep her secrets. And yeah, it was really fun. I thought it was a really great summer read. It had a lot of really great discussions in it. I loved all the LGBTQ rep, and I loved the discussions that were had in the Q&Q club, which is a part of the story. Yeah, so I really liked it, gave it 5 stars. I don't read a lot of YA anymore, but I did really like this one. I also finished Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. Unpopular opinion, I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I was very hesitant about using this for the 5-star prediction prompt for This Was 22, but I ended up loving it. And I'm so glad that I finally picked it up because I've had this book on my shelf for only about a month, but I probably would have kept on putting it off if Summerween wasn't this week as well, and also the readathon. I thought it would be a good opportunity to read this book, especially because I was excited to read it, but I was also very nervous because of all the not great reviews that I'd seen. But I love this one. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about this one either, because I'm going to actually do a whole little review video on this book because I really loved it. Obviously, I've said that like 3 times or something like that. But yeah, would definitely recommend picking this up despite the negative reviews. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really good. So hopefully other people start to enjoy it as well. So those are 2 of the books that I finished in the past few days. Also, today is day 3 of Summerween. I only finished 1 book so far, which was this one, for the book that has a black or orange cover. Yeah, so I finished 1 book. I did read an arc of a graphic novel called Nightmare in Savannah. I wasn't planning on reading this, but I wanted something like super easy to read for the read a book at night prompt, so I just picked Nightmare in Savannah because it was a graphic novel that I had on my iPad, so it was easy to just kind of zoom through that one at night. It was really confusing, I'm not gonna lie, but the art was beautiful, so like I had a good time reading it. Nightmare in Savannah is just like it's a paranormal horror graphic novel about like fairies, and in this story fairies are like not good, and it's about this girl named Alexa, I believe is her name, who goes to live with her grandpa in Savannah, Georgia. She falls in with this group of people and bad stuff happens. So I read that one as well. So I guess I technically read 2 books for Summerween so far. And then today I'm going to be starting, oh my goodness, Uzumaki by Junji Ito. This is a horror manga. I am going to be reading this for the read a book like with a warm drink prompt. I'm going to be reading this one because I like something that's like an easy read, and I think this will be that, even though it is horror and, you know, pictures are gross. But that's okay. I'm still very excited for it. I have not read anything by Junji Ito before, but I love horror manga and I love just manga in general, so yeah, I can't wait to start this one. And then, because we're reading all the books right now, I'm going to be starting The Return by Rachel Harrison for the read a horror book prompt for Summerween as well. I don't really know what this book is about, but I know, well, the cover says her friend disappeared, a stranger came back, and the cover is definitely kind of scary, so I'm excited for this one. I definitely did not like look up the synopsis on purpose because yeah, I like to go in without really knowing anything about the book, but I will let you all know the synopsis once I start reading it. The book's not very thick, so I'm hoping it's a quick and easy read, but to mix it up, I do also have my manga, so I can go back and forth between the 2 books. The historical romance readathon ended last night, and I never finished mine till midnight. I'm still reading it because I'm also reading it for This Was 22, like I've already mentioned, but yeah, the historical romance readathon is over and I only read or finished 1 book for it. So it's fine. We're not going to talk about it. I'm going to keep reading historical romance this month if I have like time, but it will not be my first priority anymore after I finish mine till midnight because the readathon is over. I also got my book of the month boxes, so I'm going to show you all those books that I got really fast. And then I also did a bad thing and went to Books A Million / Books and Company and bought 2 books. But they were both on sale, like they were both discounted books, so I spent like $11 on 2 hardback books. So I'll show you all of those. So I have problems and I have 2 book of the month boxes. So I get anywhere between 3 and 6 books every month. This month I just picked 5, so 1 box I had 3 and 1 box I had 2 in. In my first box I picked 3 books that were, 2 of them were like book of the months for July, and then 1 of them was a June pick, I believe, or May pick. So the first book that I got was 56 Days. This is a thriller about COVID and quarantine. I don't know how I feel about a book about COVID yet, but the little like synopsis on Book of the Month app, which is like 2 sentences, sounded so interesting and like fun that I had to pick it up. So I plan to read this one in July with a buddy group on Instagram, so hopefully I actually get to it. I also picked up Last Summer at the Golden Hotel. I'm trying to branch out this year, as I mentioned in my mid-year book freakout tag. This is a contemporary story I don't know what it's about, but I've been seeing it around on Bookstagram, so I decided to just grab it myself. And then I also got Razorblade Tears. This is another thriller. I do know that this one is about two fathers who are trying to avenge their sons' deaths. And then in my second box, I got Saving Zoe. This is a young adult thriller about two sisters. One of them died, and I think the other one, like, wants to figure out what happened. Yeah. And then I also got The Final Revival of Opal and Nev. Once again, I don't know what this book is about, but I have heard really good things about this one, and I am branching out more this year, and I really love the cover. I love the colors, and just the design and everything is beautiful. So I'm happy to have this one in my hands now. And then my Books A Million, Books and Company, whatever, books that I got Providence by Caroline Kepnes and The Carrie Diaries by Candace Bushnell. This has something to do with the show like Sex and the City. I haven't seen it, but like the cover of this one is so pretty, and I've heard good things about this one. Like, it's a kind of an older book, but it was on sale, so I got it. And then Providence, I have no idea what this book is about either, but I got it because I love Caroline Kepnes. I just read You Love Me. I talked about this book as well in my mid-year book freakout tag. I have loved the You series, and finding out that the author had another book out, I decided to pick it up on a whim because I really love the You series and I want to see what else Caroline Kepnes has put out. So those are all the books that I got. There's my reading update. Yeah, that's all I have to say. It is July 7th, which means that it is time for this first July reading vlog to come to a close. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's happening. I'm currently reading a ton of books, and I didn't mean to do this to myself, but I did. I was supposed to finish Mine Till Midnight a few days ago. That didn't happen. I started another book that I never even mentioned in this reading vlog, but I started it anyway, and I'm obsessed with it. So I have a feeling that my entire TBR is about to just take a dive into a place that I was not expecting it to go, but that's the way things go sometimes. So let's talk about the books that I'm reading really fast before I end this vlog. In the last talking clip, I mentioned that I was going to be starting The Return by Rachel Harrison for summer read. I started this for the horror book prompt. The Return is a horror book about this woman named Julie who went missing, and 2 years later she appears again in the same spot where she was last seen. The story is written from the perspective of Elise, who is one of Julie's friends, and everyone in their little friend group goes on this trip together, and something is not right with Julie. She just got back from wherever she was for the past 2 years. She has no memory of what happened to her, but something is just off now, and honestly I think her friends are getting a little bit scared. So I'm very excited to see the direction that the story takes. It does not have super great ratings on Goodreads, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm hoping to finish it tonight. Will that happen? We'll see. But like, I have the audiobook, which is making reading this a lot quicker. So if all goes to plan, I will be finishing this book tonight. I also did start Uzumaki by Junji Ito, like I mentioned in my last clip. I've only read like the first chapter so far, and it's something, and I don't know if that something is good or not, but like, it's something. Uzumaki is horror manga about spirals that like get people to do stuff, I guess. I don't know. Some of the art in here is really creeping me out. If this was like a regular novel, I would not be interested in it probably, but because there are pictures, yeah, I'm intrigued, but like maybe not in a good way. But I am interested to see where this one goes. Yeah, like look at the spine. I just realized like that's kind of terrifying. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm hoping to read a pretty nice piece of it tonight. because it is manga, so it is a pretty quick read. So we'll see how I feel when I get farther into this, but I'll talk about it more in my week 2 vlog because that is most likely when I'll be finishing it. I also started reading Temptation by Ivy Smolik, which is not even like a book that I've talked about in this video yet, but my book club is reading it for July. The Book Boyfriends Are Better book club, which is a romance book club that I will link in the description down below. This is our pick for the month. It is an age gap, professor, teacher, romance that's like suspenseful, and I'm obsessed. I'm already halfway through the book, and I have a feeling that finishing this is gonna make me need to read the second and third and fourth and fifth books. So my TBR might just be going out the window for this whole month, depending on how I feel about the ending of this one. But I'm addicted. I'm obsessed with it. I am loving it. So I cannot wait to continue reading this one because I can fly through this one because it's just such a quick and fun read. When I do my week 2 vlog, I will probably go into more detail on Uzumaki and Temptation because I will be reading a lot of those books during that vlog as well. So I'll give better synopses about the book, and I will let you all know kind of more of what they're about. I would say that I did okay with my reading this week. I'm hoping to include some more school-related stuff in next week's video because doing schoolwork does take up a large portion of my day because I am taking 3 courses for my degrees this summer. But I would still like to keep a majority of my focus on reading because reading is fun for me. I actually like to do it, whereas school is just school, and I'm not a huge fan of it. So yeah, I'm going to try to kind of incorporate some more stuff into next week's vlog, but for now I will go ahead and end this one, and I will talk to you all tomorrow when I start my week 2 July reading vlog.